All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and our friends from Fattoria Dei Barbi stopped by the store, and this is a very important producer in Montalcino. As a matter of fact, they've been producing wine, well, since at least 1892. We know that because they still have a bottle of their 1892 at the winery. And, at that time it was just called Brunello, and this was before they had DOCGs or anything like that, or DOCs in Italy. But very important producer, and like I said, they've got a long history of making very high quality wine. It's only them and Beyond Asante that I can think of that has been around for that long. Castanti, I think, is also very old, but really excellent wines. The Fattoria Dei Barbi, we started out with the 2011. This wine's got no oak aging, all stainless. It's an entry-level wine from this property. It's got Morellino, Brunello, and Rosso vineyards. A little bit of Canaiolo in the mix. And this wine's got a lovely bouquet of light red berry fruit, strawberries, red cherries, notes of herbs and dried flowers. Good amount of that red berry fruit on the tongue. Very smooth and easy drinking. Nice, light, fresh finish, echoing that herb and earth nuance on the nose through the finish. Really good little wine at $14.25, and very good on the second day too. The wine holds up very well, just as the Morellino di Canzano, which this was elevated to a DOCG as of the 2006 vintage. 2012, a little better vintage in this area than 11. This wine's got 15% Merlot, and it's got a lovely fruity bouquet here: cherries, red plums, little light tar and spice, little slight salty note too, something you get from Morellino sometimes. It's close to the coast here. And they bought this vineyard in 1997. It was already planted. This wine spends 4 months in Slovenian oak. Really smooth and drinkable style. Not going to know that minerally salty character at the end. Tart cherry fruit, a bit of dry tannins, but plenty of fruit to match here. Very good juice at $19.50. And then the two Brunellos. We had a 2007 and 2008 Brunello di Montalcino. The 2007, a really classic bouquet. This is a warm vintage, a bit large and aggressive, but starting to drink nicely a little bit now. I mean, these wines, they're released after 5 years, but I always say 10 to 15 years after the vintage is when you want to drink Brunello. So this wine's still got a couple of years to go before it hits its peak years of drinking. And then they'll last for 20 or 30 years after that in a great vintage, which 2007 is a very, very good vintage. Very elegant style of Brunello with fine tannins, tart cherry fruit, fine herbs, that black spice and tar nuance on the finish. Still a bit tightly wound, but excellent juice. At $52.50, you can still find some great producers Brunellos, like one of the most famous Barbi, for around $50. The 2008, a cooler vintage, and this wine's evolved a little bit more quickly, and it's got a good amount of dark cherry fruit, sage, fine herbs, tar, rose petal notes on the nose. Fairly forward wine on the palate with smooth round tannins, a nice amount of that cherry fruit on the tongue. It's still a bit chalky on the finish, but nice balance and length, a bit more juicy and fruity right now, but excellent juice. I like the 07 just a shade better, but both wines excellent. That's what we had to drink with our friends from Fattoria Dei Barbi. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.